Come down the companionway hatch here on this YC 90-foot YYacht, and it is absolutely stunning. I mean, this is interior design as good as it gets on any super yacht. It's really, really incredible. Let's have a look around. So it really brings the outside in by having such a large deckhouse design. The point of it is that the owner wanted to be able to sit here around the saloon and still be able to see the sea at seated level and see around them. And you can see it's pretty much surround vision from everywhere in the saloon. And it's also just a marvel of interior design. I mean, this is the first Andrew Winch design on a big sailing yacht since the Nui 10 years ago. So he and his firm have really put their heart and soul in it. Lots of clever use of materials. So 4 timber types and lots of different finishes. Plenty of leather. And the other thing they've done is try to bring the, as I said, bring the exterior in. So there's plenty of polished stainless steel and bare carbon fibre as well. And then the actual timber, main timber finish here, it's meant to look like a cherry but a bit lighter, so it's a French walnut, and then you have stained oak and the polished is walnut as well. It's really very, very nice indeed. There's so much space and light. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. Oh, hang on, I have to point out this. I mean, look at it's like a waterfall that cascades down that companionway. If you can see, it's so smooth. All the different angles it sort of changes as you move around. It's superb, and then forms this lower stairwell into the aft part of the boat. But let's move forward first. So this huge lower saloon part of the deck house, and yeah, fiddles wherever you move as well. It's a performance boat, you know, it's performance build trip design, but built to go across oceans, so there's no large spaces. You can hold on to bits wherever you move, and still get the benefit of all this natural light. This table extends forward there. There's a part that goes in here if you want to, you know, sit with your feet up and read, but or to extend the table to seat lots of people around it. And look how large the hull winds are. It's just flooded with light, and these skylights here, full carbon, so plenty of stiffness and structure in the deckheads, and this paneling effect, you know, coming from the pilot cutter style of the exterior on the deckhead. Really nicely done. Couple of steps down into the lower snug area, which is a combination of a sort of sofa area and a desk where the owners can work in the morning. Also a very keen musician, so there'll be a guitar hanging from there. Nice place to get creative, enjoy the calmness of this yacht. So one of the 2 other guest cabins here. Twin, look at all it's really hard to show all these details, but from the polished stainless to the leather handles everywhere, and the indirect lighting, it's a continuity of style in this boat is really very, very impressive. It's the sort of boat that really puts a smile on your face as you move through it. So into the owner's suite here. Plenty of stowage each side as you come in, and then the offset
berth there to port. Again, I mean, there's so much headroom here. And it's just that there's light flooding in from all angles. You see right through the boat from this angle. So privacy from the berth, but sense of space and scale, looking right back there to the crew quarters. So the owners had a very clear vision of what they wanted in the boat. And it's a pretty good example from YYachts of how they can customize a boat to the extreme. So under this saloon is all the machinery and engine space. And then moving down into the after area of the boat. So drinks fridge where you want it by the companionway. Then this area can be closed off because that's the galley and crew area behind. And you have the second guest cabin there, raised double. Again, that continuity, the fluidity of style and design used in there. Access to the engine room in here. And the owner wanted to be able to have an owner's galley. They want to be able to cook themselves, come and make a coffee themselves, not be sealed off completely from the crew area. So relatively compact galley, but seaworthy as well. Great U shape to it, really easy for bracing. Plenty of work surface area. With this man-made worktop meant to look like marble here, really nice, but with radiused fiddles all around it as well. It's, for a big, powerful yacht, it is still seaworthy in its design throughout. And then the refrigeration space, big bank of fridges there. Laundry area. And then you move aft into the crew area, which again can easily be cut off, sealed off from the owner's area. But look at this for a captain's cabin. So this will be run by 3 crew, captain and his wife. You get a really proper sized double ensuite cabin there. With the same style of timber carried through this area. Small mess area and direct access out onto the after the cockpit. And then a single cabin for one more crew member there. And then under the main companionway is access to the engine room here. So you have a half height door. A lot of room under that raised saloon area. So the boat started as an 85 footer and it grew to an 88 and then a 90 to use the Y9, which Bill Tripp had already designed for Michael Schmidt and YYachts. And yeah, the owner wanted it very different to the Y9. So the YYacht style is there like the Y7, much sleeker coach roof, lower, big powerful hull shape. Whereas here you have a more of a 1900s pilot cutter inspired deck house that creates this magnificent interior. Moving aft here, tables that can drop down and fill in big daybed areas. We have the benefit of these awning biminis here over the aft and central cockpit, and then the sailing systems all starting after the guest area here. So single point main sheet on that aft companionway escape hatch for the crew, and really nice feature is having these winches sort of completely out of the way but close to each other, easy to manage. Power buttons you can use with your foot here, so helmsman on the wheel and one other crew managing the sheets, well, the sheet I should say, self-tacking jib, but yeah, all set up like most of YYachts to be very easy to manage short-handed. And you can see here the lovely big thick coamings that run from this aft area to meet that deck house there, where it becomes a double height. Really nice style from Build Tripp. Winch aft for the running back stays, and otherwise you are left with a huge aft deck area. Why? So you've got a garage come lazarette. At the push of a button, opens up like a sports car bonnet, and look how much space in here for 3.25 meter rib, I think. They talk about stowage space. And all the lazarette supplies in here as well. Access to the twin quadrants there, and the rudder stocks, and yeah, skipper will be happy. You can fit all his bosun gear and stowage and supplies and toys in here as well. And below this panel in front of it is a life raft locker with a hydrostatic mechanism which will pop it out if the boat does go under. And then from here you have this clear access to walk up onto the side decks. Really nicely done. Lots of wind noise, I imagine. And then huge flush foredeck area. Well for the self-tacking jib. And a pretty enormous, powerful carbon rig with furling in-boom furler. So yeah, all set up to manage by 3 crew, essentially short-handed, only for cruising, but at 90 feet it will be able to take part in the odd bucket regatta as well. Recess for the inner stay. $55-ton, 90-foot performance Build Tripp hull shape, all in carbon fibre. This is one cool machine, very, very different from the norm, but I think very clever. She's called Prevail, American owners. You should see her on both sides of the Atlantic, and a very, very clever, different, custom yacht which has been finished pretty impeccably.